Hey, this is Scott from MasterExcelTraining.com. I received a question the other day, what is the difference between sum and SUMIF, and COUNTIF? So I figured I'd put a little video together in case you might be having that same question. We know sum sums up, data, like say numbers, right? So if I come up here and I'm just going to type in sum, hit the tab, I could highlight a whole range of data and it sums it up for me. Okay, we know that. We can copy the formula over. This is the total quantity. This is the total invoice amount. What you want to use SUMIF for, as opposed to sum, is if you don't want to sum up the entire range. You just want to summarize a particular portion of the range. So let's just say we come over here and we say we want to just see Carol Smith, and now we want to see what's the total quantity and what's the total invoice amount for just Carol Smith and maybe ABC Company. So we have a little table either on the bottom, on the top, somewhere in the spreadsheet, or somewhere else, whatever. And we just want to figure out from this table of data, what's the quantity that these people purchased this month, and what is the total invoice amount? What's the total dollars? Using the sum formula, we really couldn't do this. We could do this in the pivot table, but let's just assume we don't want to use a pivot table for this. We just want this to be in this spreadsheet, and we just want to throw a quick sum on the top. So in this case, we're going to use the SUMIF formula, right? Because the SUMIF, we could summarize by a company name or person or something like that. So I think it'll be easier to see it if I show it to you. So let me just show you real quick. So I'm going to come in and hit a plus or an equal sign so that Excel knows I'm going to type a formula. I'm going to start typing SUMIF and hit tab. Now if you look here, it's asking for a range, a criteria, and a sum range. And again, if you don't know the syntax, it's probably easiest the first time you do it just to click on this formula wizard, brings it up. So what this is asking me for is it's asking me for a range. I want to sum ABC Company in this row. So what is the range that I will find the ABC Company to sum? So that's going to be here in column A. So I'm going to highlight this range, the company name, and then the criteria is asking me, out of that range, what do you want to sum? So I want to sum ABC Company. So I'm just going to click on that here. And then it's asking me the sum range. So what do you want to sum? Like the numbers that you want to sum. So in this column, I want to sum the quantity. So I'm going to highlight the quantity. So let me just highlight that. And now I hit OK. And ABC Company has ordered a quantity of 68 for the month. Now I want to also see what the quantity is for Carol Smith, but if I just copy this down, my range is going to shift because I have to kind of anchor down those particular ranges that are summing and the range that I'm actually looking for the name of the company. So I'm just going to hit F2, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to lock down these ranges. So I'm going to hit the A7 to 72, and I'm going to hit F4 to lock that down, and I'm going to hit the quantity range, the E7 to 72. I'm going to hit F4. I'm going to lock that down. So now that range will not shift when I copy this formula down. So I'm going to copy this down to Carol Smith, and I can see that Carol Smith has ordered a quantity of 70. I also want to sum the invoice amount. So I'm going to do the exact same formula here. I'm going to say SUMIF. I'm going to use the range. I'm just going to do this without using the wizard, just so you can kind of see how you would do it if you didn't use the wizard. I know that's the range of the names it's looking for, comma, I'm going to pick the actual company name, I'm going to comma, and I'm going to actually hit what I want to sum. So this is the sum range. I'm going to close off those parentheses, and now I can see, let me just hit the comma so it's a little neater. ABC Company ordered $7,600 worth of stuff this month. Again, I want to copy this down to Carol Smith. Now the reason it's probably would take me just as much time to recopy this formula down and do it again as it's going to take me to anchor these two ranges. But we're looking at two samples here. You might have 20 samples or 100 samples, so you might have a bigger list of things that you're summing, you're SUMIFing, I guess you could say, than just two. So that's why I'm just showing you how I would do it if I'm going to copy the formula down, right? So I'm going to I call it anchoring this range. I'm going to anchor this range. And now I could just copy this formula down again, and I could see that Carol Smith has ordered a total of $1,694 for the month on 70 units. So say I want to figure out now how many invoices each company has ordered over the course of this month. So for ABC Company and for Carol Smith, I want to count the number of invoices that they had ordered. So again, I'm going to come, let's say right here, and here, let me just show you what I'm doing here. So this is the count, this is the total quantity, and this is the total dollars, or the total invoice, invoice dollars, just so you know what we're doing here. So to count this, I'm going to use the COUNTIF, because obviously the count, it just counts everything. I just want to count a specific company in this particular cell, so I use the COUNTIF to do that. And now if you look down here, the COUNTIF only has two criteria, because we're not summing or anything like that, we're just counting. So it actually only needs two pieces of data for that. So let me come back up into the formula wizard, and really all it needs to do is you have to tell it what range and what the criteria is. So for ABC Company, the range is going to be the company name. So I'm going to highlight this whole range here in the range section. So it's A7 to A72. And then in the criteria, I'm just going to select what I want it to count. So ABC Company. And now I hit OK, and I can see this has a total of 16 invoices, a total quantity of 68 units, and for a total invoice dollars of $7,600. So if I want to copy this down again, I have to also anchor that range, because the range will move if I copy it. So I'm going to go to the A7, A72, hit F4, and then I'm going to copy that range down. So I can see Carol Smith ordered 15 invoices, 70 items total, and for like $1,700. Whereas ABC, so they must be ordering a lot of higher dollar ticket items. So it's just an easy way to analyze that data. So this is just a real quick overview of SUMIF and COUNTIF and where you'd want to use this. So if you find yourself in need of summarizing specific items in a table, you just use the COUNTIF and the SUMIF formula. I hope this helps. I'll talk to you later. I hope you enjoyed this Excel tip. If you did like this video, please hit like and please subscribe to my channel so you never miss any of my Excel tips and tricks. And please check out my complete Excel training course on udemy.com. I'm offering all of my YouTube viewers an 80% discount on the complete course. Just click the link below or use the promo code YouTube80. This course is currently 8 hours long and is broken down into 3 sections. You have the basics and beyond, then you have section 2, ultimate reconciliation and analysis, and lastly, pivot table domination. So check it out, click the link, and save 80%. Till next time, this is Scott, signing off.